All right, this is part of the guitar restoration slash remodel. It's mostly a remodel, not a ton of restoration going into it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this right here. I'm literally working on this part. Oh, sunglasses falling off my head there. Literally working on this part of the guitar. This is just a set of threads that allows this to run down into it. What that does, there's actually two of them, as you can see. I'll take my genuine Fender bridge out. We run this down in here, just like that. And just imagine there being two of them. Then you set the bridge in and it sits underneath it just like that. I actually have the other one. Anyway, I'm not going to run it in there just yet because I'm actually working on both of those pins. Well, I'm actually working on both of the pins because, like I said, this is something of a restoration plus remodel. I am attempting to keep as many of the original parts as possible. I'll just set that there for now. Obviously, the bridge is brand new because the old one, well, let's just say it's in a bit of disrepair. This one saddle right here doesn't even match the rest of it. If you notice, the screws as they go in, where's a pointing device? These screws here, they go in the side of it. All of these other 5 saddles, but this one here, the screw goes in the middle. That's why it's a little bit canted there, a little bit off kilter. I suppose I could try to file this bridge down and, you know, get rid of some of the rust on it, but it's really just easier, rather than trying to replace the saddle as well, just go on and replace the bridge. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while. What I'm focusing on today, however, is getting this filed down. I'm just getting rid of some of the grime and some of the rust off of it. Now, I had worked on, which one was it? It's actually this one I had worked on. This one here still needs a little bit of work. They actually both need just a touch more. I could go back over them. There's some grime left on it, but one of the main things, and I've already done some of it, one of the main things that I've needed to do is go through here and get it out from under there, because believe it or not, these pieces of the guitar get touched. Because when you play and you do any amount of palm muting, your palm will literally rest right there, because, you know, when you palm mute, you rest it at the saddles. And where are these? They're right in front of the saddles. So they're in contact with your filthy, grimy hands. Although you should be washing your hands both before and after playing the guitar. So, all right, what I'm doing now, I'm just taking this file right here, and I'm just going down into the slot of the flathead slot here, and I'm just working on getting some of that out. That's what I'm doing today. Just trying to get that cleaned up a little bit and ready for when the DG20 gets here, which has not been shipped yet. I'm kind of upset about that. They apparently had a snowstorm, and that's out of anybody's control. They're not able to ship my pick guard, but it will be on the way soon enough. Sorry, just checking the slot there. having to use the very tip. It's the only one I've got that will get down in there. I suppose sandpaper would work just fine too. Anyway, it looks as though this is doing the job, because some of that grime, some of it was gone. Doesn't have quite as much as it did, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing, because I'm trying to make this thing look shiny and new. That's aside from, you know, the scratches and some of the nicks on it. Fortunately, this one right here will be covered up by the pick guard itself. The pick guard actually comes around here and does its thing. So anyhow, all right, back to this. I could use just a little bit more, and I'm turning the file both ways just to kind of give it the same treatment on each side of the slit. And you can probably see that I've already filed on the end of it a little bit. Just getting it clean. Oh, this is why we turn it around, is so we can look at it all. Get the light on the whole thing and get to see it for what it is. I feel pretty happy about that. All right, let's take a peek at the other one. Just doing the slit for now. Try to get this thing down here in the light so that the camera will pick it up better. There we go. That one's tight for some reason. I really don't know why. Interesting. Kind of wondering, is this one even the same as the one that I just had in my hands? Having a little bit of trouble there. Let me try a different file. Maybe I can get a different file in there. Maybe this will do the job. Let's see. Well, I'm getting some of it on my finger, so that's a good sign. All right, I'll turn it over and do it again over here. I think it just had so much grime in it, so much buildup, that it was thinner than perhaps it needed to be. Either that or this is a soft metal and these files are really eating away at it. Doesn't matter too much as long as I don't damage it. Now, my bridge did come with new ones, but like I said, I wanted to keep as much of the original as I can. So this is the original pin that was put on this guitar in 1990 when the guitar was made. Now, it might be a pin that was made in 1980 for all I know, but you know, they order so many things. They order them in such bulk for stuff like that, you know, until they change the design itself, there may not be much need for Fender to change this particular pin or the way it's used. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting that cleaned up nice now. There we go. Very good. Very good. All right. Next. I'm going to give this one the treatment on top. And it's not too bad. I'm actually going to move to right here. Listening for Success. It's a pretty good book. Short book, Very thin book. I like thin books. They're easy to finish off there. It's got good information. Yes, there's some things that I did not know. All right. And of course, that's why we read, is to learn. Some people read for entertainment. I don't do that quite as much anymore. I like to learn. I thirst for knowledge. So listening for success, I learned, well, that perhaps I should have clamped this thing on better. Ha! There we go. Okay. Seeing my car keys there, huh? All right. Just giving it a clean, just a cleaning. That's all it needs. Not trying to change its shape or anything. Just trying to take it back into the late 20th century. All right, and right around here, I'm just going to go back around that. Just that ridge. That's where the bridge slides into it. Just going to go on and make that as clean and rust and grime free as I can. I don't know if you can actually see the rust on there, but now I'm going to go in, and before I had it this way, I was doing this lower slope. Now I'm going to do the upper slope. So I was grinding this way, this flat part here. Now I'm going to do this part right here where the light's catching it. And I'm really just kind of giving it a little twist, holding it against the file and twisting it. It works better that way. Since we are working on a cylindrical object, sometimes it's better to work in circles. All right, let's see. Yep, good and clean. Let me grab the other one. Now, I worked this one some yesterday, and it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, that's not going to fit down in there. Okay. Just going to do this. This is a kind of, I don't want to say grit, but it's sort of a medium file. It's not very coarse. It's also not very fine. It's somewhere in between. And I'm just lightly doing this. I'm not digging into it or anything. Like I said, I'm not trying to change the shape, although that's inevitable when you're filing on something, but I'm just trying to reclaim some of the aesthetics of the surface, taking it back from nature, so to speak. All right, let's see about that. Yes. Very much so. Very clean. And that's what I'm going for. All right. Thanks for stopping in.